Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
I think when you kind of decided to put the GoPro, I'm sure you've seen it, when you put the GoPro in the back of your goal, the kind of everyday fan and amateur footballers, it was almost like a revelation when you stuck that GoPro in, because people could hear
the communication,
what you were saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the amount of comments we used to get on videos saying, I've shown this to my 13-year-old son, and just explaining how important it is. How important.
It was revelatory. I wasn't a big fan. I'm a purist. I'm a purist.
This wouldn't even cross your mind to do that. Don't get me wrong. It's fully taking the piss is what it is.
But I get it. I can understand from having, for that must open people's eyes, the understanding of seeing it. But yeah, it always threw me a bit, that one, Foz. I've got to be honest. The purist in me struggled with it. And I was like, oh no.
He's walking out with a GoPro. He's walking out with a GoPro.
Taking the piss,
and he's talking to it in the game. Is he taking the piss?
To be fair, you weren't talking to it.
No, I weren't.
But I think that's like you were saying, like sitting and having a couple of minutes before.
Yeah,
you were
that's right.
very much, because you used to get a bit of shade over it, obviously, and people were going, he needs to concentrate on his football. But you were always very, very defiant in saying, no, once that whistle goes, it's not there.
Yeah, I just think, like, say you said earlier about that nervous energy. I think there's too many. I think everybody's got too much nervous energy before the game, and I think it just takes it out of you. Yeah. Why would you want to spend that energy at that moment in time? Wait till the game kicks off. You know what you're doing as a footballer. You know what I mean? You know, as a goalkeeper, genuinely, like, you could play a football match right now. If I said to you, you've got 90 seconds to get into your football kit and play a football match, you'd know what you're doing, but your mind will absolutely fuck you. Honestly, it will. It'll go, but you haven't warmed up. You didn't do anything yesterday properly, which gets you ready for the game. You didn't do your normal Friday. You didn't do your normal warm-up, so you're going to be a failure today. You're going to look a dickhead in front of everybody. That's what your brain does.
Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
It is. It's the human nature side.
I want to talk about something. Somebody sent me a picture of you yesterday. Someone that you know. And I want to talk to. We're going to have a little bit of England chat. And this man sent me a picture and said, show this to Tom. And I can't believe the barnet on him. Mr. Dave Watson.
Watto. Bloody hell, yeah.
Good old Watto.
Watto. Class. I think I know what he's going to say here.
No, to be fair,
is there a story with it or not?
No, you tell me. I don't know.
There is a story.
No, there is a story, yeah. I mean, that was the 2016 Euros, I think. That was the goalkeeping group. Hearty, big phrase. Me and Watto. And they used to sing to me the pina colada.
Yeah,
pina colada. That one, yeah. Because like I'd go out there, and I don't like going out full throttle straight away. I like building into it. You know what I mean? So they'd be going through the cones at 100 miles an hour, and I'm going, nah. And then every time I'm going through, I go pina colada. So I'm just easing my way into the session. Like,
He would just go out and boot balls straight away.
And I'm like, nah, I'm easing myself in, nice and steady. The bit that matters is down the line. It's not the first little bit of warm up for the goalie. So like, I get a bit of grief from it here, because I like to sort of build into the day, you know what I mean? Nice and like you be with me here. I know you'd be with me.
100%, mate.
Is Joe one speed, 100 mile an hour?
He's Tigger. You know Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. He's Tigger from Winnie the Pooh.
Set him off when he's
good to go from the second he gets out there to the last one coming in off the training pitch. He still wants to dive around and chuck himself about and save everything. Talking about England then, talk to me about your England careers. Three appearances, right?
Every age group though, Ben.
Yeah, every age group, all the way through 16,
17s, 18s, 19s, 21s.
Yeah.
Men's team.
Into the senior team. Debut against Australia.
Yeah.
Proudest moment of your football career?
Yeah, definitely. I think 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s, 21s, brilliant, real good youth grounding through football here. But it's sort of a little bit of probably followed the path of my career in some respects, whereas a lot of potential coming through. And it found it difficult to then go and establish, I was getting offered contracts here, so I had to sort of stay without playing a lot of games. So a little bit of a late developer. I think was I 29 on my England debut. Yeah. So big gap between under 21s and England debut, but another marker for everyone has their own journey. I think, that was certainly me. Never lost belief in where I was going or what I was trying to head to. Yeah, Australia, Stadium of Light it was. We were travelling around, I think, playing different games.
I loved it at that time, to be fair.
The fans
were right up for it, didn't they?
So, the plan was to get get me an appearance, get out there before we went to the Euros in case I was needed. You've been blooded in. So 25 minutes to go, I'm out jogging down the, stretching and that. I'm looking at Roy, but Australia scored while I'm warming up. So like he's thinking about the game. It's gone to 2-1. Forgotten about me warming up. So I think Harty had to remind him with about 10 minutes to go. Right, don't forget he's down there. So like he was on the bench because Big Fraser was playing. So I think, to be fair to him, he told him 87 minutes on there. 6 minutes, 2 touches, but oh my, it felt good. Like, you know what I mean? I remember sort of running on, clapping the England fans, and I did it, held my hands above my head because I was trying to hide the massive grin I had on my dish at the time. Really? I was absolutely buzzing.
And what about your first? We always like to ask people about that first time when you knew you were getting called up.
Yeah.
How did it happen? Where were you?
I'm embarrassed to say I can't actually remember. I can remember the first time I was starting for England. Yeah. That was a good one. We were away in France. Day before the game. Obviously France, big team. Playing at the Stade de France. It was an amazing moment. I remember getting back to the hotel room, been at training, finished training, good session, getting ready for the game. Got back and it was like dancing around the hotel room on me. those moments where you just think like, let's have it.
First person you called?
Probably my dad. Been there throughout the journey, followed by my wife. Just a brilliant moment. A personal moment as well. I was on my own, dancing around the room, get in there, because it's what I've been striving for. That's what I'd set out to do. Go and be England number one, play for England, start for England. So. Yeah, brilliant moment. That sort of sticks out there, and it's feeling. It's a bit like what I said at the start of the show. For me, it's the feeling that you get. Yeah. That is very, very difficult to replace anywhere else.
Well, it's not only that. It's like you work. This is what it was all for. Do you know what I mean? Like you started. How old were you when you first started? You was at Wrexham as a kid, weren't you? From 10, 11?
9, I think. Yeah,
9, 10, 11, and it's taken best part of
20 years.
Another 20 years to get to that moment where it's like the pinnacle pretty much, isn't it?
Exactly. And that's how it felt. So it was a bit of like, yes, you've got a game to play. Yes, you're playing for England, all the pressures, but that's what you want. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's exactly where I wanted to be. It's what I've been driving towards. So yeah, brilliant moment. That.
Not to turn it on its head or anything, from a nice positive story to something that I actually quite laughed about when I was looking at the research, because this is just brilliant, right? Spain, okay? It's 1-0 at halftime. You come on, right? 1-0 up at halftime. You come on. 2-0. Boom. Boys, we are cooking here. Jamie Vardy, well done, geez. You get into the last minutes of the game. Talk me through it.
I remember one went through my legs. I mean, he was quite close in, to be fair. So, I you know what? I didn't walk away from the game thinking,
that's your fault, that is.
Nah, I mean, look, it wasn't ideal. We should have seen the game out. There was probably out of the 2 goals, I think one of them you might have looked and gone,
maybe, but nothing major. Nothing major.
You pretty much get that in every game. You can always look at a goalkeeper and go, could you do something different there? Honestly, I did not walk out of there going, I've cost us there. Yeah. I didn't. I properly enjoyed the 45 minutes. Yes, we came away with 2-2 when we should have beat Spain. And Spain at the time, I think, were real top side. So it was frustrating, but there was an awful lot of positives coming out of the game. I really enjoyed the 45 minutes. Of course, it's a bummer when you concede too late. Part and parcel of the goalkeeper, a bit like what I said earlier. It can happen. Yeah. It's that acceptance mentality of dealing with it.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.